Inverse of a function or inverse of function using point, inverse of function using f of. So the first, to find the inverse of a function, if you can see here, here's a function having a domain and range. I have the domain here -4, its range is 14, -1, -1, 0 and -2, 2 and 2, 4 and 14. So this is a normal function. So to get its inverse, I should flip each domain with the range. I'll flip each domain with the range. So here the domain will be 14 and the range will be -4. The domain will be -1 and range will be -1. Here the domain will be -2 and the range will be 0, 2 and 2, 14 and 4. And I have to ask myself a question. Do I have two values of range for the same domain? How I know this? I'm gonna see the domain here if I have repeated one. So yes, I can see here that I have 14 and 14. It's repeated. And I'll see its range is different, -4 once and 4 once. And this is not acceptable for a function. So if I have a domain with two different values of range or two different values of y, so it's not a function. Okay, because you're gonna ask me if this is a function or not. Okay, this to show you how the function works or how it's inverse drawn. So if I can see here, this is f of x itself. This one is f of x itself. And the other one here, this one is the inverse. So it's f -1 of x. This is the inverse. Let's see how to know. If I have here f of x, this x, if for example this is 2 and 1, so this point is x is 2 and y is -1, and this point here x is 4 and its y is -2. Okay, the same thing here. Here it's 2 and 1, -2 and 1, and here it's -4 and 2. So if I flip them, if you can see here, flipping them. So I'll flip this 2 and -1, it will be -1 and 2. So here's -1 and 2. -1 and 2. Then this one, it's 4 and -2. It will be -2 and 4. -2 and 4. Here it is. This one, -1 and 1, it will be 1 and -2. So 1 here and -2. And -4 and 2 will be 2 and -4. 2 and -4. So here is my inverse of the function. This is the function itself, and here it is its inverse. Okay. Okay, example. Find the inverse of the function set, the following sets of points, and check if the inverse is still a function or not. So 3 and 4, it will be 4 and 3. -2 and 5 will be 5 and -2. 0 and 3, it will be 3 and 0. -1 and -3 will be -3 and -1. Okay, it's a common mistake that you just take away a negative or put a negative or change the sign. I don't need all of this. Just flip the domain and range. Just flip the x and the y. It's just that. It's that easy. Just flip them, okay? So I'm gonna ask myself, is this a function or not? Is there any x repeated? No, so it's a function. Yes, it's a function. I don't care if y is repeated. It's fine with me. The issue here is not to have a repeated x. Okay, let's see in the second one here. 4 and 3 will be 3 and 4. 3 and -4 will be -4 and 3. 0 and -13 will be -13 and 0. negative 3 and negative 4 will be negative 4 and negative 3. And the last one will be 3 and negative 4. And then I'm going to ask myself, is there any repeated x? I have 3, negative 4, negative 13, negative 4, I have negative 4 again, and 3 again. So if I can see here, 3 has a 4, and 3 has a negative 4, and negative 4 has a 3, and negative 4 has a negative 3, so this is not a function. I cannot have two y's for the same x, so this is not a function. I have another thing to do to get the inverse. F of x equals 3x minus 1. I can get it from the function itself. How? The first step, I will change the f of x to y, then it will be 3x minus 1 as it is. Then I'm going to solve for x. Take away everything away from x. Y equals 3x minus 1. What the last thing happened to x? It was negative 1. 3 times x, then I subtracted 1, so I should take away the 1 first. So I'll add 1 to the other side, so it's y plus 1 equal 3x. Then I'll divide by 3, so x will be y plus 1 over 3. After that, here, I'll change x to y, and I'll change y to x. So y equal x plus 1 over 3. Then the y itself, I'm going to change it to f negative 1 of x, so the result will be f negative 1 of x equals x plus 1 over 3. I have another way to solve it. As I have here the f of x equals 3x minus 1, I'll change the f of x to x, then I'll change the x here to y, so it's 3y minus 1. And here I'm going to solve for y. So I'm going to take the negative 1 to the other side with positive, so it's going to be x plus 1 equals 3y. Then take away the 3 to the division here, so it will be x plus 1 over 3 equals y. Then, in this case, y equal x plus 1 over 3. I'll change the y to f negative 1 of x and put it as it is, x plus 1 over 3. So you can solve either with this or with this. Both are correct. What you find it easy for you, just do it. Let's take examples. I have here f of x equal to x minus 3. So I'll change the f of x to x equals 2y minus 3. I think this one is easier. So I'm going to take the negative 3 to the other side. So it's x plus 3 because I take it to the opposite sign equal to y. Then I'm going to divide by 2. So x plus 3 over 2 equals y. So y equals x plus 3 over 2. I'll change the y to f negative 1 of x. So it will be x plus 3 over 2. And I have finished. Let's see the second example. F of x, I'll change it to x equals 3x plus 5 over 2. So then I'm going to ask myself, what's the last thing? This x will be y, sorry. This x will be y. Then I'm going to ask myself, what's the last thing happened to y? So it's 3 times y plus 5 over 2. The last thing happened to y is over 2. So I'll multiply by 2 first. So it's 2x equals 3y plus 5. Then I'll subtract 5. So it's 2x minus 5 equals 3y. Then I'll divide by 3. So it's 2x minus 5 over 3 equals y. So y equals 2x minus 5 over 3. I'll change the y to f inverse of x equals 2x minus 5 over 3, and I have finished the inverse. Let's see this example. The set of ordered pair is a function. Write the inverse as a set of ordered pairs. Is the inverse also a function or not? Explain. So I'll change this, each one of them. I'm gonna flip them, flip them, flip them. So it's going to be -3 and -4, -2 and -2, 1 and 0, 10 and 6, 13 and 8. It's a function or not? I'm gonna check. -3, -2, 1, 10, 13. I have nothing repeated, so it's a function. Okay. Okay. Find the inverse for this one. It's x plus half. So I'm gonna change x. I'm gonna change here f of x to x, and x here is gonna be y plus half. So I'm gonna take the plus half to the other side with negative, so it's x minus half equals y. Then the y, I'm gonna change it to f -1 of x, x minus half, and this is gonna be my result. Okay, thank you and good luck.